Is that for extra credit or something?
No, money.
Money. With salt water?
Works equally as well.
All right, 2 minutes of attention, please. Have a listen. Mark, you're looking in the right place. There's our to-do list. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about house wiring. And I had hoped that we would have both the simple motor and electromagnet ready to go today. But the teacher in whose room the stuff was for the motors wasn't here today. So that'll be tomorrow. We'll introduce that. Electromagnet, just want to say a couple words about that. How many people have ever made an electromagnet before? Wrap wire around a nail or something, run electricity through it, metal things stick to it. Cool. I have a paper on that. It's back by Mark on the counter. Nobody in third period actually did that. People were busy with other stuff, and that's fine. But that'll be a project we'll want to get done. Let me talk to you a little bit about house wiring. I made up a paper about it. Paper here. I went to Home Depot and bought three-way switches. Ooh, what do we use these for again? Lights where? Yeah, of course, lights, switches, lights, yeah, good. Different places, what do you mean?
They can be controlled from different sections.
Two different spots, okay, like where in the house? Stairs, top and bottom. Light in the middle of the stairs. You don't have to go downstairs, turn it off. So, on my house wiring paper, there is a three-way switch diagram. I actually thought about getting beautifully different colored wires and wiring up the whole thing, and then you could actually see how the whole thing worked. But I thought, no, wait a minute. You all need skills. Skills in reading and pulling the diagram off the paper and turning it into reality. Why should I do that for you? So I did. I did notice yesterday, before I went to Home Depot, they were kind of running low on these kind of switches. So I also got a bunch more, not three-way switches, although they look very similar at first glance, but just regular switches. And you can use these in your house wiring project also. Okay? For now, for the house wiring project, if you want to make sure that your circuits are good, what we can use is one of these hand crank generators. Anybody have a couple light bulbs ready to go? Oh, but we can't see them. Anybody have light bulbs dangling around? Okay. Here you go. Hook this up here. One there and one. Another screw. There we go. When you do this, please test your light bulb. There's no need to freak out on the generator and crank it like a monkey. We're having some issues here. Be gentle with it. The light bulbs are kind of expensive, but you can test whether a light bulb works. We're having connection issues, aren't we? I give up. Okay. Fine. That's enough for me. Get to work. Tim, you're back already. Oh, nice.
Let's wire the house. Come on. All I got was the devil one.
What are you guys working on today? Wiring a house with like circuits and switches and three-ways and stuff.
You could throw them in the box there.
Hey, Mr. Muhs, can we just turn that piece of paper in?
So you learning anything here? If I were to wire my house, maybe.
Have you talked to Walker, though?
Trying to make a battery. It's not working out though. Yeah, I'm having some frustration with this.
How do you make a battery?
With copper, aluminum, and sodium. Yeah.
Pennies, and what's in between the pennies?
Aluminum foil and then salt water.
Ryan.
What's this wire?
Bolts are expensive. That's a good way to burn them.
All right.
What? This wire goes to the battery, and one black wire should go to the power source.
Alright, it seems that I'm doing this wrong.
What are you guys working on today?
Wiring up his these headlights on this car.
What? Headlights on a car?
Yeah.
Now I know what it is.
Alright.
That generates the electricity.
Yeah, that's the makeshift generator. Alright, we need some lights on the back. Oh, turn signals, huh? Dome light. Fuck. Maybe, we need another bar across the top. No, we'll just put like two. We'll just put one on each side. You know, this lateral stability is not very good. Sam's got all this.
Gets back.
There you go.
Wait, turn it off there. Whoa, that's so.
I know.
Okay. Okay.
That it. Just
When you
turn it off.
when you turn it off, it gets really easy all of a sudden.
I see.
That's why I was like, there's no tension when like it wasn't working or whatever.
Okay, so we're done with this one. So cross that off the list. So we have 3 lights.
Electricity is cool.
So now we need to do 5 control by switches. Now what do we do? 5 lights controlled by switches. That's all.
Okay, so let's put this stuff aside.
So we need. You have 5 lights controlled by one switch or switches? It just says switches.
By switches, like single switches, just one.
Are you serious?
I think so.
Not each one.
No, that'd be whole switches.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably like one with gray and then the other one too.
Yeah, I think they just like, I think you only really need 1.
Yeah, we could just do it with 5.
Yeah, and we do 5. It just says.
Oh, we need more little light things.
Just bring it up.
Can I borrow you?
Dump it, but you can just put it up there, just like that. It's fine.
So you lining up the Lego house?
Yeah. I made him do a 3-way switch. Did you ever do that? You ever do any house wiring?
I've thought about it.
And the 3-way switch can break your will. It's easier to do when it's all in front of you on the table, but when it's in the inside the walls, that'll drive you nuts.
Nah. Screw. Screw boy.
I like the house.
It is very nice.
Mr. Muhs is going to give us
In another period, we have a Lego house with a shark tank.
Shark Tank?
Yeah. You don't have a shark tank in yours.
I don't have a shark tank, but I have prisons.
That's how often with my 2 little boys have I wanted a prison.
Often?
Slip the food through the slit in the door.
I got a babysitting little boy this summer. Way long.
Is that because you've been bad?
Rotten.
I'll try to get a screwdriver. Shiny screwdriver prevails. The vials.
Headlights happening? I see you've connected that right to the chassis.
Put on some turn signals.
That is really cool to do. These guys have actually made, it turned out they made the house out of metal, so we just turn it on the side and it's a car. So they're grounding through the chassis like a car.
Oh, I see the problem over here. When you connect this thing can code this one, go right there. Go and do much.
That works. That's it.
So this one is
Take
used
that
as
back.
a that's not it.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But that makes us sad.
Yeah.
That makes us really sad.
Talk to Nina. Nina, how you feeling? Tina, feeling good? Hating life? Hating electricity?
We have so many more pennies than most people use, and
I
we
know.
still have less than a volt.
I know. I don't know what to tell
No,
you.
we have like 3 volts now.
3 volts?
Yeah.
Nice.
Watch out.
Time's getting short though.
This one's up. This
We just need 2 more volts. 2 more, you bum.
because you have one main power.
Working on it. Shut up.
Now we're gonna put this somewhere, I guess. Where the hell did we put this? I don't know, that's our two-way.
The hallway.
Put it at the bottom and the top of the staircase. There's no staircase. Put one on the roof. Are we just gonna draw our sketch of it like after we finish it?
I guess so.
It's gonna be really crappy.
What's the story of the salt water?
The sodium is the reaction between the sodium and
You got about
the
7 minutes.
copper, I think, is what creates electricity.
Cleaning up your stuff.
What am I doing? I don't even know.
If you have switches that are not currently in use, I want them back, please.
Yeah, we could do it tomorrow.
Throw away everything.
So you're giving me those back? In fact, you don't need this one. This one you need to do. You guys need to switch.
I'm taking statistics in college. I'm gonna have to take that, so I don't think I should have to take the math.
Yeah, I'm trying to think okay.
Oh no, it's a different one.
7.
You guys haven't read that book?
No.
You should read it. Then it would make sense.
So he changed the penny battery to way lower?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we ended up with like point something, like 0.5 or something. Because I tried saving it and somehow the pennies didn't get underneath it. I don't know. Marvel messed up.
If I was here.
Oh yeah, you knocked it down twice.
I knocked it down once.
Clary, it's easier if you use these ones. Because then you don't have to move that.
Why?
I don't know, you can tape them down too, and then they stay
We had her
stationary.
like 9.5 recorded.
That helps me.
Under that, okay, I get what you're saying. Anyways, you can't get in right now, but
Yeah.
and then
the power right here, go right there, and then another power right here, you know?
yeah.
Where's the cranky thing?
Both sides.
Over here.
All right.
I made it through the maze.
Good.
You have a 90-degree angle here.
Yeah, so I find
You have to use Pythagorean theorem. This is your hypotenuse.
I know. And so I subtract 180 from.
You subtract those two angles from 180, and that'll give you that angle. And then you have to do the bisectors. You
I
just
need
divide
this
the angles
angle.
by 2.
I need to find this angle. I need to find
This angle,
this angle. Like this
and
is
then
my
this
mirror.
angle. And then what you'll do is you'll divide those by 2, and that's your bisecting angle that you use for your mirror.
Okay, thank you.
I'm glad I did.
Happy day. Happy day.
How's he gonna lend money? How's his mom gonna borrow this? That much money, it's not like a
Don't know, but he is the achiever. Okay, so let me just. You know, you take another opportunity to inject a amount of clarity
for them, so trying to find money. know what, too, man. I never even asked him the second time. I think he's just complaining.
What do you think he's doing, Ben?
Leave you alone. Or I'll smack him down.
Okay. Switch. Oh shit. Yeah, so see if you can figure that out.
Get some steel wool.
Oh my god, that was
Anybody that wants a three-way switch tutorial, I'm about to give one. You might want to send a representative from your group.
Are you having ramen? Go for it now, that's all.
Okay. On my paper, I copied a picture I liked out of the internet. But there's something you need to understand about this picture. This is a ground wire, and that is for safety. If in a real house, that wire would need to be included. In a fake house, we don't worry about that. So there's the power supply. You could think of that as positive, and that is negative. See, positive coming out, negative coming back. Okay. The trick is what happens with the switch. Now look at the positive wire. It goes to the, in this diagram, the middle of the switch. But of course, this switch doesn't look like that picture. But notice what happens as it leaves. It's got two ways to leave the switch, and it goes where? Where?
To switch to.
Same place, right? And switch this one. Okay. So now look at the terminals here. Here's that green grounding wire. We're not concerned about that. So here's the terminals. I got a black and two golds. Which do you suppose the black is?
Switch one.
No, but which one of these is it? If I've got one of one kind and two of another kind.
Switch center one.
The center one is
the
black, yeah. And these must be going across. That make sense? Yeah, that's how we figured that out. So it might not be a bad thing, you representatives, to get a couple of three-way switches, and while other people are working on other jobs, figure out how to wire that part up, and you can actually test it. Either switch should be able to turn on or off the light.
And we need one three-way switch. Okay.
Two of them.
Kurt,
to do
this is
that
our
job.
stuff.
So this.
Kurt's like
this
gathering
is the gold camera.
No.
Wait, then
See, there's two golds and a black.
right.
So if you look at this, these two are very similar, right? They just go right across, but that clearly has a different function. So if you had one and two,
Wait, I'm totally
one of one kind, one of black, two of gold, which are the gold terminals?
Wait, I'm confused as to what you said before that. How do these look the same?
See, it goes from there to there.
Yeah.
And it goes from there to there. So they have similar functions, don't they? Whereas this has a somewhat different function. So we've got one of one kind and two of a different kind. And then we can relate that to the colors. One of one kind, two of a different kind.
I know, but I'm so lost.
In what actually happens?
Yeah.
That's why you're going to build it.
Okay, so
But
in our hallway, this is
how can I build it if I don't understand at all? So, okay, electricity goes from the source, and then it travels to here.
So let's look at it right now. Where you, right now, electricity would flow that way. Okay, so the light would actually be on.
Okay.
If I move this switch so that it disconnects here and connects here, it's still disconnected here. I've just turned off the light. Or I could do that on the other side, and that would disconnect the light. But if both switches are in the other position, then connect, 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 light on again. That's what's going on.
Okay. All right, I get it.
You can't use Big Fatty because it doesn't screw.
there's not just 1 times e times 10 to the negative fifth. We could also write 2 times 10 to the negative fifth, or even 2.5 times 10 to the negative fifth. You with me there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that way you can bump it up more slowly. You're probably at that point where you need to just increase in very small increments. By the way, that's a positive charge, and the charge on the ball is what?
Negative.
That's positive also. That should be a negative charge.
Isn't it?
No, the exponent, it means 10 to the minus fifth. But it's a positive number. It's a small positive number. But that's supposed to be an electron, so it's supposed to have a negative charge. So we put a minus sign in front of the entire number. Negative 1 times 10 is the negative fifth. All right, now keep it off the side. I'm wondering, now that the electron is, now that the ball is negatively charged, what's the charge on the bottom? Positive. That should be negative also, according to the diagram I drew on the board for a couple days. What should the charge be on the top? Positive for attraction. What should the charge be on the sides? Yeah. No, that's the wrong box.
Does the elasticity make a difference?
No.
5 lights with a switch for each one.
And you can leave that window open while you're running. You need to change the left hand also. Oh, it is negative. And the right hand is negative? Yeah, okay.
Hey guys. Mark. That refrigerator light.
Did you see the special clock?
You can turn them on. Yeah.
Hold on, something's not right.
No, we can do this. You can be in our thing for this.
I don't know if I can figure it out by
Because
looking.
then you don't have to do it.
Okay.
Hey, that sounds good.
She's wiring our house. Come on, Samuel.
The black to the gold, the gold to the gold.
You're missing a wire between them.
I could help.
I'll do it. Here, you wire this, and I'll do that then.
You want me to wire it?
I don't care.
All right, good.
Oh my God. You've got almost nothing. Is this salt water? You sure? Why are you sure?
Because I put salt.
Okay, that works for me. I think your stack needs to be much neater. Nothing touches anything else. But not all droopy and... Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
And now that you have the meter, why don't you test it like put on one cell, test,
Okay.
and you should see a building up of voltage. Yeah, you got half a volt right there.
Yes.
That makes no sense.
Okay, that was way more than you had for that whole sloppy stack. Okay, that went bad.
What's wrong with that one?
Test it again, Ann. Yeah, we're back to half a volt.
What goes on top of the penny?
Yes.
All right, we're being systematic now, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. That's a good thing. Uh-oh.
No.
Get rid of that boy.
How many?
Maybe it's just a bad pen.
That makes no sense. It went down. Wasn't it at 7?
Yeah.
See the frustrating part?
Can I try this one?
No bad. It's not like this.
Okay, are we doing this correctly?
Let's get a lot more salt.
Why don't we put everything in what?
Yeah.
Everything is salt?
Everything is salt. So just dip it.
How about you try to use this one?
And scary noises will spread the house.
So looking at it, guys.
Good.
You got some stuff?
Yeah. We almost probably close to 2.5 volts now.
2.5 volts?
Started over.
Your brother?
Yeah, I'll be like,
How mean is that? We're like 7. He's supposed to be babysitting. Dude, you were not 7 when that movie came out.
Just take that off. Yeah, take that off.
Robin was like 14.
Working out here, you guys. Getting some.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
We are. Just built a 3-way switch.
That wire goes right there. So here you go.
Where are you at,
Go for it.
That's as high as you are so far?
So far. It's on the picture. And the other outside.
Do with all these wires that I screw up the landscape.
Mess me up, Muhs.
Oh my God.
What you guys up to here? 3 volts yet?
5.
5?
This is two separate coils, so ignore that side. In order to complete the circuit, you need to go from here.
Running out of time. My hands.
This is insulated. There is no connection between these two pieces. Go for it.
Really hard.
There is no screw.
Yes? Yep. Oh, happy day. Show me 5.
5.
Yes. This is an excellent battery.
Can I knock it over now?
You have achieved great. Why don't you let Graham do that?
Okay, Graham, go ahead.
Not that he needs to practice. All right, paper. And I'll sign off on it.
10 minutes.
Officers are gonna be like, yes. Ours doesn't work. This is the third time we've done
That's a bunch of wires.
Yep. Organized chaos.
Graham made his work.
Should I just unplug it?
That's what I like to see.
So you could take. Try to make it too hard.
Is this part of the exam?
No, this is something else.
Why are we so small? Should I make it bigger?
Did you do 2 boxes? 2 boxes equals 1?
Yeah, 2 boxes equal 1.
That sounds
It's bigger.
Are you setting yours up?
Yeah, I'm setting it up.
Where are the big mirrors?
Keep losing count these little penny squares. 1, 2, 3.
I'm always very careful when I say that because you're looking ready to grab them.
You kicking out of school?
Are you setting this up for a future activity?
No, after this.
Oh, you have to do it?
Yeah, we had to do this.
Yeah, it's just a project that we have on the side, so whoever finishes like other things, just come over here and start working on it. Yeah. No, it's an assignment. Yeah. Just whenever you have time, just come over and work on it a little bit.
Do we have those bigger mirrors, or just?
I like the smaller ones, although they only sit up on one side. They require a certain precision.
Yeah. Nice challenge.
I, as your teacher, find appealing.
It's amusing to watch the kids flounder.
Yeah. Remember, this is what broke Mindy Green. Yeah, broke her spirit.
This is not.
Wait a minute.
What should I give you for homework? Here it is, but it's easy. Next week. Hello. Next week we're going to do a little bit with electricity here to finish out the year. And what I would like from you is answer the following 2 questions. Shouldn't take you very long. What is electricity? How do you make it? You write it down.
We pay the power company.
And I'm not talking about the electricity between creature bait and creature. That's a different kind of electricity. They do not ever kiss.